Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strain. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why your joyous strains prolong? What the gladsome tidings be, which inspire your every song? Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see him whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee, Christ the Lord, the newborn King. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. See him in a manger laid, Jesus, Lord of heaven and earth. Mary, Joseph, lend your aid, with us sing our Savior's birth. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing? How many of y'all did go on? Hey, Annalisa. Thank you for the song. So it says, Gloria in excelsis Deo is Latin for glory to God the highest. But that was pretty cool. I love that song. Hard to hear. Mm, hard to hear everything. Are any of y'all having trouble hearing? Could be my voice. We had a beautiful, sunny, 77-degree day. So I was out in the yard working, cutting back tomatoes that I want to replant, the ones that did the best. Some of the green ones I picked because of the freeze did. Okay, one of them is turning red, so I'm hoping that some of the others do. Maybe if I take a drink, it'll help my voice. So I'm going to read y'all something before I piss everybody off. Because apparently I do that very well. Let's see if I can get through this. Some of it's very tiny, and I'm going to try. I had bought this book at one of the shops, and it's Renewed Christmas Blessings, short stories, poems, and heartfelt essays. And this one is called Jars of Clay. So the Word became human and made his home among us. He was full of unfailing love and faithfulness, and we have seen his glory, the glory of the Father's one and only Son. John 1:14. Hey, 420. Vicky, Mary, Annalisa, Garrett. I'm sorry I didn't say hello to all of y'all. Let's be charming. Vicky, Watt, Billy, Annalisa, Terry, Cheryl. Apple Dumpling, Daniel. It's good to see all of y'all. Goodness, I must have been bored. Here. Carolina Country, good to see you. Don't want to miss anybody. I think I got it all. Okay. Yes, how about them dogs? But again, didn't they? Oh, that's cool, Vicky. Yeah, we have a lot of musicians here that runs in the family. Families make up the whole band. Some. Okay, here we go. Clay. He who formed Adam now coated himself, a dusky mask, all his own, hiding the glory within. Clay, baby-sized, baby-shaped, the Word made flesh. Muddy little fingerprints, uniquely his. Clay makes me wonder about the flesh that enveloped his glory. Did his hair stand on end in awe of the one whose head it covered? Did organs, blood vessels, and lungs thrill in their service to the great physician? Clay, soft and pliable in the hands of the master potter. But day hardened, excuse me, the clay hardens. Where am I at? Okay, good. In the sunlight, as the sun grew, the clay cracked. the glory flashed the earth. Clay mixed with spit in the palm of his hand and applied to the eyes of a man born blind, who after washing was blind no more. Clay, a pitcher pouring living water. Clay, a platter serving the bread of life. Clay, a lamp offering the light of the world. Until one day the clay was broken, its contents spilled. Its treasure revealed, a gift for all who would receive. What a miracle. But perhaps an even greater miracle is this: the jar of clay, the Son of God and Son of Man, joined the master potter, and more jars were fashioned. For God knew his people in advance, and he chose them to become like his Son, so that his Son would be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And having chosen them, he called them to come to him. And having called them, he gave them right standing with himself. And having given them right standing, he gave them his glory. Romans 8:29-30. Clay multiplied. Miracle child, the firstborn of many, all miracles. For we too are pitchers pouring living water. We too are platters serving the bread of life. We too are lamps offering the light of the world. Jars of clay, temples of the Holy Spirit. We now have this light shining in our hearts, but we ourselves are like fragile clay jars containing this great treasure. This makes it clear that our great power is from God, not from ourselves. 2 Corinthians 4:7. What a miracle. And that's that one. So there you are. They're all miracles through him. Amen. Right, Vicki? Remembering the lyrics. Okay, so there's been a lot of discussion, maybe controversy, questions. I always have questions about this. Thank you, Terry. About this boat that was struck down outside of Venezuela. So, it kind of, I had a lot of questions. I know that there has been boats sunk before. Allegedly, they're all carrying drugs. To where? I haven't got an answer for that. But the reason that I pay to have this channel is to have a voice and to talk to people and see what's going on with them, where they're at, different views, different states, different countries, different people. I like getting to know other people. I like to hear different opinions and views because I don't believe it's all black and white. Um, I've heard, trust the damn plan, Bonnie. Well, I'm not real good at that. I'm not real good at following. I'm probably the one little lamb that Jesus goes after because I don't walk in line. Kind of walk to different drumbeat or something. I don't know. So I was asked, is it lawful? And that's where I was like, good question. And I started digging in. And so this is what I have found in my research. I know that Secretary of Defense Hegseth and Admiral Bradley are being given a third degree. Up there in the Senate. So there's an Admiral Elsie who has questioned the sinking of these boats for a while. And I'm not sure if he's resigning, but he's out. Is it because he questioned? I don't know. Just giving you the facts as I got them. So, because this was on international waters, it goes by maritime law. So that's where I started digging in.
Well, I have version popping up now.
I'm sorry about this, y'all. I'm live, baby.
Oh, that's on my chest. That's like right here.
Excuse me.
Nothing that's happening in this world is not affecting you.
Sorry about that. Yes, Rosie, it is real life. Real life that my daughter's coming in here. She was in a bicycle wreck. She's got bruises popping up and she's asking me about them. Curious. Somebody say, John. Is John Denning here? Yeah, Watson again. There we go. Hey, John, good to see you. Okay, international waters off the coast of Venezuela. And this says the recent U.S. military strikes on alleged drug smuggling vessels have occurred in international waters. primarily off the coast of Venezuela. Maritime law in international waters, also known as the high seas, is governed by international treaties like the UN Convention of the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, and is primarily based on the laws of the ship's flag state. No single country has jurisdiction, so the ship's flag state laws typically apply for issues like crimes, safety, and labor conditions. However, the laws of other nations can be involved depending on the circumstances. And for certain issues like environmental protection, international conventions create specific obligation. Jurisdiction, flag state jurisdiction. In international waters, the country where the ship is registered, the flag state has jurisdiction over its vessels. This means the laws of the flag state, including criminal and labor laws, generally apply. International treaties. Now is the time for Arnica. Hey, Prepper 101, good to see you. U.S. blocking Russia ships. I'm not sure what the problem is, but anyway, I'm going to keep reading. I'm sorry if I'm not seeing all y'all's comments. Establish the framework for maritime law and define the rights and responsibilities of nations in the oceans. Other agreements, like the SOLAS Convention, set minimum safety standards for ships. If a crime occurs, the flag state's laws are typically used for prosecution, though other jurisdictions may become involved depending on the situation. For example, the FBI may have jurisdiction over crimes involving U.S. citizens. International waters or the high seas begin where a country's territorial waters end, which is typically 12 nautical miles from the baseline of a coastal state, according to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Maritime workers have rights under international conventions like the Maritime Labor Convention, as well as the laws of the ship's flag state. Individuals can sue for incidents in international waters, but these cases can be complex due to the involvement of multiple legal systems. A maritime lawyer is often needed to navigate these complexities. Excuse me. Conventions like the International Convention on the Prevention of Pollution from Ships set standards to address pollution, which this wasn't pollution. While international law governs the high seas, specific national laws also apply within a country's territorial waters. Admiralty law is the maritime law of a specific country like the U.S. and handles civil cases related to maritime activities, shipping disputes, and personal injury claims. The United Nations Convention of Law, and I think I already read that. Never mind. Wait, maybe I didn't. The United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea is an international treaty that establishes a comprehensive legal framework for all marine and maritime activities, defining rights and obligations for coastal and other states. It came into force in 1994, regulates the peaceful use of oceans, manages resources, and provides a legal framework for activities in maritime zones, such as territorial seas and exclusive economic zones. The treaty also addresses issues like navigational freedoms, marine scientific research, and manages resources and provides legal framework for activities in maritime zones, such as territorial seas and exclusive economic zones. The treaty also addresses issues like navigational freedoms, marine scientific, and I just read that. UNCLOS defines various maritime law zones, including territorial seas up to 12 nautical miles from the coast, contiguous zones, and exclusive economic zones, where coastal states have sovereign rights to explore and exploit marine resources. It establishes rules for the freedom of navigation on the high seas and through certain maritime zones, while also outlining rights for coastal states to control their territorial waters. So then I remembered, with a little help from a friend, the Geneva Convention. Any of y'all remember the Geneva Convention? Okay, so the controversy of this thing is the second strike. That is what the whole thing is all about, right? And that is what I have had an issue with, is the second strike. Because I'm human, not because I'm liberal, not because I'm Democrat. I don't believe I am. I have been Republican all my life, as far as I know. But that doesn't mean that I follow every single thing like it's mantra. No, there's only one word I follow, and that's in the Bible. I'm just giving you information that I have found, and this is what it says. The Geneva Conventions are a series of treaties establishing international humanitarian law, primarily protecting victims of armed conflict, including wounded soldiers, prisoners of war, and civilians, mandating humane treatment, medical care, and prohibiting torture, with core rules from 1949 conventions and later protocols. Key aspects include safeguarding the sick and wounded, POW rights, name, rank, serial number only, civilian protection, no collective punishment, fair treatment, and distinct emblems like the Red Cross crystal to identify medical personnel and facilities, ensuring neutrality and aid access. First Convention protects wounded and sick soldiers on land. Second Convention protects wounded, sick, and shipwrecked members of armed forces at sea. Third Convention governs treatment of prisoners of war. Fourth Convention protects civilians in times of wars. Humanitarian treatment, no torture, mistreatment, or discrimination for any reason. Medical care. Wounded and sick receive care regardless of side, medical personnel, facilities are neutral and protected. POW rights must give name, rank, date of birth, serial number, entitled to food, shelter, family contact, and Red Cross visits. Civilian rights, protection from attack, fair housing, essential services, no forced labor or deportations. Additional protocols. Protocol 1, 1977, expands protection for civilians and military in international conflicts, bans harmful weapons. Protocol 2, 1977, clarifies humane treatment in non-international conflicts. Protocol 3, 2005, adds the red crystal emblem for neutral humanitarian aid. Function: to limit the barbarity of war by setting universal rules for humane conduct. Even during conflict, based on principles of humanity and impartiality, to provide a legal framework for protecting those not or no longer participating in hostilities. So that's what I have. So in my eyes, from what I have read and found, the second strike was unlawful. But that's only me. I am up here by myself with no one up here with me to be trashed along with me or whatever happens. I'm just saying, from my findings, it was an unlawful strike. And thank you all that are here. Now I put the link. Unfortunately, what, Craig? Now, do I have to go back and go all the way up? So, okay, I see one of the comments. Hey, D-Dog, good to see you. Okay. I've been on this earth for quite some time. I'm pretty old. And it has been my experience that if
Wrong way.
people want to get drugs, they're going to get drugs.
Bonnie, are you going to get some drugs?
Hello, me.
I totally disagree with you, Bonnie. It is totally justified. There is more going on there than we know about, Bonnie. This is not about drugs. Oh, wait, can you see my fingers?
Oh, I know. There's a whole lot more going on there than just drugs. But that's the topic that everybody's clinging to.
Damn it, I got the wrong camera on.
That's the reason that has been given or has been repeated was to stop the drugs from coming to the United States. And I haven't seen the ship's order to come to the United States. I don't know if they were coming to the United States, but that's not the point. The point is that it was attacked and there were 2 survivors and attacked again to take out the 2
Bonnie, think about how okay, say there's drugs on these boats. Think about all the people and the children who have died from this bullshit fentanyl. You can't even do drugs anymore, Bonnie. We were brought up in a time when you could do drugs. You could do them if you did too much. Yeah, you might die, and if you did the wrong thing, yeah, you might die. But basically,
So
you
what changed? What changed?
know everything has that
What changed?
the fentanyl in it. Sorry, can't say that. But so it ruined that. So hey, good times are gone. Sorry, hippie, go away. Can't be here anymore. Can't do that. But they've killed so many of our family and friends, Bonnie. Think about that with just that. But this is so much more than that because I believe there's a Russia China connection going on. It's more. It's way bigger than just the drugs. So
I
sorry,
know.
I got all excited. You triggered me to come in here. Damn it! Work.
I didn't do this to trigger anybody. I just did it to give my opinion of lawful or unlawful. We are living by the Constitution, and that's what I'm doing. That's what we are teaching on Monday nights, and that is where my head went. Is
no
lawful or unlawful?
You have
and due process, all these things that we want whenever we get in trouble. If I get caught with one little joint, guess what's going to happen to me? Texas is very strict about that.
Oh, I know. That's weird because it's in other states, it's medical and you can have a illegitimate. But no, you're never going to be right. They're always going to come after you. And it's government. And government has gotten too big, state and federal. So
Yes.
I am,
Absolutely.
Abolish it. I'm anarchist now. Bonnie, I've gone to the other side. I've gone to anarchy. Sorry.
Greg, you're grounded.
Well, who's here? Hawk. Good to see
Hey,
you.
Hawk.
Hey, it's I made a comment just a little while ago, and this is seriously, if you look at this situation, if you're in combat against an enemy, that enemy's job is to kill you, and your job is to kill the enemy. Okay, just because you miss a shot doesn't mean that the enemy is not going to keep firing. And so we lost what was it, 100,000 people last year, or is it 100,000 this year and like 200,000 last year and the year before? Okay, that is an act of war. That is an act of war.
So why aren't we sitting in Mexico, stopping it there?
It's
it's the thing is because where it's being produced is in the southern regions down in South America, and then and a lot of times coming up through Jesus. Do you hear?
Yeah, what's going on? Is that a mating ritual? What's happening?
No, it's the sheriff driving up the road, pulling somebody over, and yeah, it's the sweet siren song. But this is how I look at it, and this comes from the Marine in me. Okay, we've had Coast Guard boats all along our coast that were attacked off and on, for the last like 5 years. Okay,
on our coast.
Yeah, along our coast, especially along the eastern seaboard, coming into North Carolina, coming into ports in the Virginia area, and then even up north. Okay, so these boats are combative or are runners, and if you think about the the aspect of looking at when Ronald Reagan started the drug war. Okay.
War against drugs. Thank
Yeah.
you. DARE program.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not-
Yeah.
How'd that work
Like,
out?
yeah. But then all of a sudden in the, what happened in the last 5 years, we've had cities, states, counties that all of a sudden have these clean needle programs, or you can get a crack pipe here, or you can legally do your drugs here. This is a safe house for you to come and do your drugs at. Is that the world that you want your grandchildren growing up in? Absolutely not.
No. Yes. You know what? Because I teach them what they can do to them. I teach them what alcohol can do to them. I teach them what cigarettes can do to them. These people make a choice. If it's something laced with it that you don't know about, then I understand. I understand totally the that's the war, is whenever it is secretly being given to you in a way that you don't know about. Whenever you make the choice to take those drugs laced with who knows what, that's your choice. I've done it. I have smoked a joint that was laced with PCP or whatever the heck it was, and the lights were trailing along 20 miles behind me. But that was my choice.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing, with how do I put this? It's like, okay, so the legal drug that we had long before the war on drugs was medicinal cannabis, right? They used cannabis through in 1700s and 1800s. Didn't stop until Rockefeller kicked in, both against his plight against the Ford Motor Company.
Randolph Hearst, that son of a bitch. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's who put the money up for that? Rockefeller.
Well, yeah, but William Randolph Hearst.
At the same time, cannabis was removed from the pharmaceutical. Because if you look at most of those old bottles, you'll notice one thing. It always contained a 1% to 2% liquidification of cannabis oil.
Damn it. We knew you talk. We knew when you popped in the room that you were going to be 100% cannabis. Just because you're trade.
Okay, but so now, but see, this is the thing is, and then the opium world became prolific, right? And that started like in the railroad days of the railroad. The Chinese were bringing it in, so you had opium, and other things,
you could
the
go
medical industry got a hold of that.
The good old days.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You could go to an outdoor concert and they would be passing around trays of anything you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Wait. Got off topic. We went to cannabis.
So,
talking about.
Oh, okay.
But so we have these things that were taken from the medical and inserted in their place were heroin type medications, heavy psychotic medications, your morphines and things like that, high grade opium, high grade heroin, it's and this was the thing is it created that drug era from the 70s, 80s, and through the 90s of your basic junkies, okay, then you had the introduction of crack cocaine in that period of time as well. You know, so it's like these drugs have always been an issue. And in most cases, most of those drugs are all filtered in through South America.
Yes, but now Hawk.
The good stuff, the Colombian, the, you know.
Okay, but now
Well, it's everybody that was partnered with the CIA.
wait, but now
It's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. It's people who are partnered with the CIA and work with the CIA. Okay, it was the Contras. It was the Contras for weapons in exchange for drugs. Drugs that got put where into our city streets.
Yes. Do you think that they were just guarding the opium?
Exactly. Think about the poppies in Afghanistan. Do you think that all of those were being sold just by them? No, that stuff was getting funneled right back here into the United States and onto our streets.
Yeah, we protected the crops while we were there. But by the way,
but see, they can gather all the materials to make all these things where? In South America.
And right here.
So they can get all the cargoes that can't come into the United States. They can get all these ingredients and things like that brought into their country. But you and I could not order those things here in the United States.
Yeah, but the biggest is synthetics from China. That new era of whatever this new shit is.
And if China can't sell it to America, where are they going to take it to sell it? South America. Because
crap in Philly called all kind of crap. Who knows what this shit is? It's like a whole nother world, Hawk. It's beyond. You remember heroin was like the killer back in the 70s. Then it popped up in everywhere, Plano, Texas, all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's this. It's like we love doing drugs, and we're like, oh, a new thing, and the tech won't know what it is, and here it is killing people. You know, so that's what era we've gone to. It's crazy. I never thought we'd be here, but that's where we are.
It only masks the slavery.
Yeah,
that's all it masks. You know, those drugs. That's all it does. It masks the slavery. It makes you think that you have a semblance of freedom.
My volume's low. Sorry, everybody.
You know, so yeah, it's weird, but you know, it's a so I look at it like this. Yeah, kill them all. Kill them all. It's and I'm not saying to be that inhumane or anything else, but they're not going to care if they kill 100,000 Americans.
And face it, that guy was screwed. I mean, be put out of your misery is almost the best thing. Yeah. No suffering. So,
yeah, and in most cases, there was one video that came up this week, and then when you saw it from a different angle, from the support ship, when you saw it from the other angle, you saw that they were shooting at the packages of drugs. Okay, you saw that the packages of drugs were kind of all the powder and stuff was starting to go up into the air and everything else, and the packages started sinking. You know, and that's basically what it destroyed the product. You don't leave it out there for another boat to come along, pick it up, and say, "Okay, let's see if we can get it farther than the last guy did."
Wait, are you talking about the one that floated up on the Gulf of Florida?
Oh no, in that particular.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the medical report of the autopsy of 3 sharks and some other fish from down there in Florida?
What?
They're testing positive for fentanyl.
Damn it! They're killing the sharks. They're killing the seals.
It's not funny.
It is funny, Bonnie. It is comical where we are right now. You have to laugh at it because you'll go crazy if you actually, literally, it's nuts where we have gone.
The
Sorry.
the packages that floated up on the beach of, hey Lauren, good to see you.
Oh, hey, Lauren.
Florida looked very suspicious. They were very clean. They were freshly wrapped. Even the writing on it wasn't smudged from, being in the ocean.
Bonnie,
I truly
lie to
believe that
Okay.
someone else is behind it. And Hawk pretty much nailed it.
Well, I mean, I could tell you, listen, what you're seeing on TV, it's 100% not real. The real reason that they're there is because they rigged 21 countries,
Dominion.
2020, 20 different countries' elections. I could tell you
Soviet
that.
presence.
And in all actuality, Maduro's a good guy, and that he's helping to bring down the entire cartel ring down there. I could tell you that, but it's that.
Wait, what? Wait. You
I'd be
threw me
lying.
off. You said
I'd be
Maduro is
lying
a
to
good
you.
guy? What?
No, I'd say Maduro's not.
All right. You threw me
I had
off
to
with
throw
that.
that in there because it's the
Gosh.
first one. The first one you already knew about. You knew it was legit. The second one is if I threw some bullshit in there, then we can get past the algorithm. Okay?
Damn it, dude. Hawk, that was awesome. You totally fooled me with that one. Shit.
But yeah, so this is the thing is the ships that are there have more capabilities than anything that you can fathom.
Yes.
The electronic surveillance systems that are installed on those ships are incredible. And I think that it is to deter something from leaving that region. And I don't believe that it's drugs. I believe that the drugs are just a testing of the waters to see if something can get through, trying to make a pathway. That's just my opinion. There's a lot coming out this week in regards to UAEs. There's now going to be some public hearings on the Senate and congressional side in regards to these. There's a lot of whistleblowers coming out right now from all the different directions, and that's the thing is there are so many different distractions going on. It's remaining grounded with God is the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Don't lose your mind.
By the way,
I posted a new song today.
Hold on, I gotta let Hawk flow. Hawk just talks and talks and talks.
Sorry.
He can't even get a word in. Damn it.
No, it's Craig.
I love you, Hawk. You always just talk, though. I love you.
You posted what?
Hey, by the way,
I wrote a song.
My wife and I got our marriage blessed tonight at the Catholic Church. It was freaking awesome.
Nice.
I've been within the spirit all day. I was able to go to confession after 37 years. I thought Father was going to pass out when he heard that, but he was awesome. And my penance wasn't too bad. So it was pretty good. And, but then I was able to receive communion again. I'm not living in sin, and it's amazing. So I'm very happy. Go ahead.
Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy. I always love giving Hawk a hard time. Sorry,
no,
Bonnie.
that's okay. That's all right. I like that.
He's an old
We know we have to have tough skin to do this.
Oh shit! Jeff B's here. What a jackass!
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
Just kidding, Jeff. We love you too.
Good to see you, Eric.
So I've been looking at all this crap going on, and I wrote a song about it tonight.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I put it up on my channel. You can play it if you want to.
Have you been doing the AI?
I did. Well, okay. So I write out the lyrics. I put it in, and then I pick a couple of different music styles, and I let it create. And what I did was this time I used the make a video production.
Yes.
And I did this. I created the song, and then I created me singing the song. It's freaking hilarious.
Oh, that's so. Wait, you were able to put your
It's
voice?
hilarious.
No, well, no. Unfortunately, it's not my voice. It's,
Okay, no,
I can sing.
I would
can
say
sing,
fortunately,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
AI is a little bit better than I am.
AI is way better. No, I'm just kidding, Hawk. You have a good voice.
27. I Stand Against the Dark.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, let me come back to y'all now.
Where are
There
you,
it
Bonnie?
Oh, I'm just flying around the tabs.
Damn it, Bonnie,
off.
you triggered me to coming up here. I was just chilling.
I didn't do nothing. I just read what's lawful.
Is that 420 Wild Dragon talking shit in the chat? What is he? Bong on.
He requires safety meetings on a regular basis.
Yeah, safety meeting if y'all need to. Bonnie, can we have one of those here? Do you know about that? Bonnie?
I think she left us.
Bonnie?
You can't hear me now?
Yeah, now we hear you.
So I guess when I'm sharing, it takes a minute to understand what's going on.
Good
I don't
grief. Look at that beard. That guy needs a shave.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. In the forge of my soul, I shape this blade. Through sweat and tears, I find my way. The shadow looms large, a darkness so deep, but I know the light, it will break through. Every strike of breath, every hammer sound, guided by a voice not of this world. With each swing, I feel the weight of fate, a destiny to fight, to make things right. Through the fire, through the storm, I hold on to the hope that I've sworn to vanquish the night, to see the dawn. This sword of truth is my only bond. I stand against the dark with heart ablaze, guided by light. I won't give up the chase. With every breath, I'll fight the fight for the sake of truth. I'll take the fight. The shadows gather, the battle's near, but in my hands, the power I hold dear, a vision of victory, a shining star.
How'd you make your mouth go along with it? That's pretty good.
Is the only war. soul in my floor with every blow. I feel the pain, but for the truth, I face the strain. Through the fire, through the storm, I hold on to the hope that I've sworn to vanquish the night, to see the dawn. This sword of truth is my only light. I stand against the dark with heart ablaze, guided by a light. I won't give up the chase. With every breath, I'll fight the fight for the sake of truth. I'll take the might. I stand against the dark with heart ablaze, guided by a light. I won't give up the chase. With every breath, I'll fight the fight for the sake of truth. I'll take the might.
That was super cool how your lips moved with all the lyrics. Very cool. But I did feel like it was a cheap imitation drug like fentanyl. I did feel like I was going to overdose at any moment now.
Well, you know, this
bullshit. I'm sorry, Hawk. It was
thing.
AI.
You know, it's I was waiting for Chessboard to get home because he's the one who's been making the ones that I've already taken from my journals and inputted into the AI and have gotten the tune, but I want to have the lyrics on there, or I want to have something on there, on the screen, because YouTube will only accept it as a video.
Dude, I can't believe I'm going to say this, Hawk, but I'd rather hear you sing.
Yeah,
I really rather hear you fucking sing, dude.
well,
no shit.
I can get beat samples, but I can't get the whole production.
I know.
So
we got to
that's,
figure out some shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, AI sucks.
I'm in a
AI
camper.
is fun for a
I'm
second.
in a camper right now, so it's like, it's not like I can set up a recording studio.
I know, but still,
Yeah.
we'll figure all that shit out in the future.
Yeah.
AI is like a temporary gratification
Exactly.
for all of us. It really is.
This is the other thing is, there's a lot of people and even a lot of people that are in chat. Okay. Say you guys wrote poetry when you were younger. Okay.
Okay.
And, and it's, so you go back and you open up those old notebooks. Okay. And then take them over and feed them into the AI, turn them into music in the style that you like. Then you can share your poetry in a whole new way.
Damn it, Hawk. Why are you advising this? This is going to be hard.
I'm just saying there are free apps out there to do it.
You're right.
Real is the best. There's no doubt about it. I play guitar, I play keyboards. Most of the people around me know that. And I can sing like a son of a SOB. But I'm, like I said, I've lost a lot of good equipment out here because of the storms and everything else. And hey, I'm grateful for what I have. And now I'm just utilizing what's available to get songs out there. Songs.
I'll get my microphone. Damn it. Hey, Bonnie, I got to get off. My minutes ran out on my cellular plan. I got to get off. Sorry.
Okay. No problem.
All right. I love y'all. Love you. Peace out. Love you, Hawk.
Love you too, brother.
Glad that you have found.
Bonnie, you triggered me into coming up here. I feel clickbaited by you. I'm upset. All right.
Yeah, Ken does some good stuff. Yeah. And
All right.
the thing
Love
is,
y'all. Just kidding, Bonnie. We love you. All right. Bye.
Always glad to accommodate you, Greg.
so yeah, I see Ken's out there in chat, Red Pill Truth.
Yes.
You know, and this is the thing is, you know, you could take some of these songs that you create there, you know, on the AI from your poems and turn them over to a company, you know, like Rofax, who, you know, provides a place for artists to go to find new songs, you know, and, you know, in most cases, you know, you know, if you can sell them, there's a great way to do it, you know, but at the same time, you can put down your thoughts and have them converted into song. And it's like it can take the emotion of your moment, the situation you were in, just by you telling it the story, and have it turned into song.
Take care, Ken. I just am trying to get away from AI as much as possible, and but it is. I can understand the doing it. If that's your, all of us have different callings, and it. I mean, I listened to the words. It was good, and I can understand, because it's not like I'm just sitting here unprepared for anything. But at the same time, I feel that a lot of things we need to take accountability for, and searching for the truth, definitely. And you brought up the military. I am grateful for our military. Love the veterans that are around me. Know that I can trust them for whatever. But also know that that's what you're trained for in the military.
Yeah.
And it's a different, it's just different. I know, heard some military dislike civilians just because they're civilians, which I think is unfair. That doesn't mean that we're just dirt. But at the same time, I would like that experience around me when needed.
Absolutely. You know, and the thing is if there were not people here, they wouldn't have a job. There'd be no need for an army, right?
Right? That's true.
Without the American people, there'd be no need for the army, none whatsoever. The Navy, the Marine Corps, there'd be absolutely no need for them at all if we weren't here.
Well, and that's where I kind of, I don't know. So, because
who's going to pay the taxes to pay them?
But that's what I was fixing to say. Going back to the Constitution, militias are kind of their own army, like.
Yep.
And so I don't think there's a shortage, and but then at the same time, when we have other countries threatening us, do we need a stronger force to protect our country? Yes. But sometimes it seems that in the past, if our history is even partially correct, that there's a plan for every war. Do you disagree?
No, I agree. And I'm sitting here reading what Life said. He says, no, if the corporations weren't here, they wouldn't exist. Yeah, but at the same time, without the consumers, the corporations wouldn't be. You know, it's what I mean. It really always starts from the bottom up. It's just that and I understand that it's corporations, it's the private military, that military industrial complex, you know, and that's not saying, you know, strictly the military. We're talking about the defense contractors, we're talking about foreign policy people, things like that, that all just, you know, yeah, it's, you know, and with, you know, I get where you're coming from, where, you know, some of the military are kind of like they just can't stand civilians, and I think part of that comes from because they meet so many people who don't have an understanding as to what it requires to do the job that they have to do.
I understand
and the sacrifice. You know, it's you know, when you're looked at as cannon fodder,
by your own people, your own officers.
Yep. Well, you know, this is the thing: is we send our sons and daughters to fight for the country, and unfortunately, this is where Life's comment comes in 100%. Is it seems that we've been more doing corporate kind of wars for things of intrinsic value instead of things that are of value to humanity.
Yes.
You know, it's like, you know, when the UN peacekeeping force was put together, that was designed to go and bring peace to areas. But did it? No, it didn't. It turned into it's a big, well, I hate to say the word, but it's clusterfuck. Okay, it's fucked up beyond all relief, and no ands, ifs, or buts about it. You know, you have soldiers that are out there daily that are raping, pillaging, no different than pirates along the Barbary Coast. You know, and that's not what the UN Army was designed for. And the thing is the corporations have so much to do with that, and that's where, you know, as I said, Life's comment, you know, the corporations are, it seems corporations, banks, and politics, politicians are the ones who instigate, propagate, and continuously make us the cannon fodder. You know, and now we're seeing where they would have gone if things hadn't begun to you know, change for the betterment of the country, especially, you know, where defense of our own country is concerned.
Yes.
What direction that this was going to go in.
Yeah. And it's hard when you're in the Word, and, you know, I know that there's been times that even God felt the need to wipe everything out.
And you kind of couldn't blame him.
Yes, but that's just it. That goes back to the accountability, self-governing. You know, I think people, not all people, think we have a really great community here, but when you look out in the world, a lot of people have lost morals and values.
Yep.
Basically. And I guess that's where it comes down to, you know, each one of us, there's so many researchers here, and each one of us kind of pick our own battles. Like, maybe we really are God's warriors, and a lot of times we don't agree on some of those battles, and that's just the way it is. People are not always going to agree, but the point is to be able to still love each other and walk away not holding a grudge or ill feelings towards that other person. We should be able to have the talks, debate these things, look at all sides of everything that's going on, because there is so much coming at us at once right now. And we're in trouble. That's the bottom line. No matter how you look at it, as a country, we're in trouble.
Have you begun to see the awakening in regards to places like Minneapolis?
Yes.
And the reactions that people are coming out with, it's it wasn't just $1 billion. It was somewhere around $8.9 billion in fraud. And, when you got the entirety of Americans looking in that direction, what do? You show the next city, and you show the next city. So I think that the level of corruption and the level of theft is going to be a big thing, but the real exposure is going to be, and it's going to be the thing that is going to clinch it, is going to be when the children become a mainstream topic. Not just little podcasts like us, but I mean a real mainstream topic. They're talking about, Epstein victims, but what about all the kids?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. These were young women. Okay. Sure. They were in their young teens when approached and so on and so forth. Okay. But what about those little kids that are from pretty much from birth are built and led in this madness? That, I think, is going to be where people finally draw the line, and 96% are going to be on one side of that fucking line, and it's only going to be 4 or 6% on the other side. That's going to be it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. That's right. The cartels, have been, and the thing is the cartels are not just South American gangs. Okay. You have banking cartels, you have corporate cartels, you have Wall Street cartels, you have police society cartels where money is freely moved, because of the fact that nobody would look at them, but look at what's been happening. What happened this week? Was it Alabama, where like 20 police officers were arrested?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I believe it was between 18 to 20.
Mhm.
A certain number of them were regular city police officers, and then there were a percentage or a few of them that I believe were sheriffs. And if I'm not mistaken, it was in Alabama. I'm not sure the name of the town. I do remember seeing it, but they
Actually,
were
that
they were
sound
they were getting payoffs from the cartel.
yes, and I know that there has been arrests made on our Texas border with Border Patrol and sheriffs. Same thing.
You know, Terry King says our local sheriff is under investigation for several nefarious actions, and it's but you know, and the thing is that you know when we talk about accountability and justice and things like that. Well,
Mhm.
this is the thing: is do you really think that the court system that we currently have right now is capable of delivering us that accountability, justice, and transparency?
No,
I
that's
don't believe so either.
that's why we're doing this,
You
and
know,
that's why the Constitution talks about an assembly, a jural assembly, grand jury, is because the people under the bar are not working in our best interests, obviously. But it takes people standing for their states, their counties, their states. There's a lot of work to be done. These states, if people would stand up and speak, or even email, write letters, anything like that, if they get enough of them from enough of we the people, how are they going to ignore that? How are they going to, what's going to happen then?
mm-hmm. You know, there was do you remember? I believe it was back in the 80s when some ship workers received a couple of shipping containers that were filled with baby parts.
Yes.
Okay. And you know, and the thing was is uh, what's crazy is that my mom would tell my kids uh, my my sister's kids
Mm-hmm.
that could happen to them if they're caught out there by themselves after dark at night. She would use that as a reference, but it was never really discussed again after that. Okay, so it's like this has been going on for so long, but the level of exposure in regards to the trafficking and the more information that about the trafficking, especially you know out of Ukraine, that's you know that's been talked about openly
Yes.
for the last couple of years, you know. But have you noticed that they're beginning to talk about this pretty regular on Capitol Hill, you
Yeah.
know, and things like that. And then the other thing that keeps coming up is the sexual abuse money that is being the fund that they have for congressmen and senators to pay off people. That's
Mm-hmm.
been brought up like 5 times in the last, I'd say 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
5 different times that's been brought up that this fund has been used, and it's and you know so and it's 5 different people who are calling for the list of payments and who the actions were being taken against. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I say, you know, everybody's crying about the Epstein list when the Epstein list is so much more than just
be a global exposure.
Yeah.
I believe. I think that that's why it hasn't been brought out.
Yeah.
But what amazes me is the amount of children when we have children being trafficked right here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So that they would need that much more. It's almost too much to even think about, because it's tragic. It's the most horrid thing you could possibly think of. What these children go through, even right here in homes that you think is all good, or in schools, in when CPS comes and takes them to wherever. It's just, it's so many, it's so much, too much to even comprehend. And that's where I think we have gone sideways really bad. If there's that many people that are unable to control themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they're just it's like all we know that all of them are crooked. That's what's crazy. Even though we see some of them out there that are appearing to do the right thing, we know that most of them are crooked too. I'd almost say that five, maybe 10 at the absolute max out of our entire Congress are legit, straight up, non-criminal, straight up real patriots who went there for the right reason, are still to this day trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
The Senate, I would say less than that.
Yep.
I would say 3 at the most in the Senate that are living up to their oath and doing the job that they were sent there to do, and have not gotten involved in any shenanigans or anything like that.
So what do you feel the solution is? Because obviously voting's not due, because the choices we get for voting depends on how much money they have.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like this is when the Constitution was established. It's whether you know it or not. George Washington was not our first president. There were 6 presidents before him.
Yes.
Each of them were a year to 2 years, each, and that's how they were building the structure of how this was going to work. And there were actually people who were calling for George to be crowned, to be King George of America. He didn't want that. He wanted it, so that it was passed on, and to show people how it can be done. They did it that way in the beginning. We need to literally go back in time in our voting, and have the entire public involved at one time for your area, everybody at one time, and everybody sees the results at the same time. They count them together. It's the community doing it for each. And when the representatives were sent for the state, there was nothing special. There was travel expense money, and for a meal a day. Everything else was their responsibility to provide for themselves. You know,
That's right.
this was never supposed to be the full-time paid position that these people have made it into.
No,
You know?
and not for life, for sure.
Yeah. And they only got together a couple of times a year.
Yes.
You know, and these guys got to be together 300 days out of the year, because we know for 60 days that they do fuck all because they're not there. And then you got the weekends off. So there goes another 60 days, you know, 80 days, you know, for weekends. And then they get their special sessions and with downtime and everything else. It's like, yeah, it's, yeah, they've turned it into a career instead of come in, contribute what you can to America, and then get out. Let the next people. Okay, I've done everything that I can to, you know, my ideas have been inserted and implemented and have been successful. Now it's time for the next person who's got the next ideas that can better America. And if that means that if I can complete mine in 2 years, then I don't need to be there for 4. Let's get the next guy in right away, because he's got the next stage of things, you know. And yeah, I mean, that would be freaking awesome to see that 4 years at the max. I don't think that there's a reason for them to spend 8 years of their life in service, because when you're in service for that long, no different than in slavery, like we've been in all of our life, you eventually begin to rebel and you want more for it.
Yep. Is Sean here? Yep. Hey, Sean. Yeah, the problem is getting it to that point, because they're not gonna fire themselves. They're not gonna let go of that easily.
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, I've been watching these the things in regards to, you know, the immigration, and, you know, it's now turned to the religious side of immigration.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I wholeheartedly believe that this country was founded on Christianity. And I think that that's, you know, the direction that we should go for lovers of Christ, not lovers of somebody who wants you to kill everybody. You know, and that's that.
And that's, we were talking, there was a few of us talking, and one of them said, when do you think this started? When the United States? I think it started when the Protestants were wiped out by the next people that came. Maybe.
It's in a way, in a way, you know, there's, to me, there's only one book that kind of covers everything front to back, and a story about a guy who, you know, came down, claimed that he was the son of God, told the people that, you know, you'll destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up.
Yes.
Okay. And, you know, and you often hear the question, well, who was God when Jesus was Jesus? When God was Jesus, if Jesus is God? Well, no, we've always believed that it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, because it wasn't God who came down and sat in the temple in Jerusalem. It was the Spirit of the Lord that came down and sat in the house of the Lord in the temple. Okay. They always say, here is the seat of the Spirit of God, right?
Right.
Okay. And the only people who were allowed to go in and communicate with the Spirit of God were those who wore the priestly robes, right? Guys like Caiaphas, the guy who, killed the Son of God. Okay. Now, you think about it like this: the entry to this is a big veil, okay, that hangs from the top of the entryway all the way to the floor.
Yep.
Okay. I believe it's like 80 feet tall. Okay. Or 40 feet tall or 80 feet tall. I don't remember which it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when Christ was crucified and his blood fell upon the ground, the temple tore, or the veil tore. How did it tear? It rent from the top to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus had said to the disciples while sitting at the table for the Last Supper, he said to them, I will send you a helper. I will send you the Spirit of the Lord, a guide.
Yes.
Okay. So there's three: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
The Spirit of God sitting in the temple. Through the crucifixion, Christ made the sacrifice, or was the sacrifice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Spirit of the Lord exited because Christ said to them, that, a man goes and buys land, plants a vineyard, goes on vacation, hires some workers to come in and work for him. Okay. And these workers, because the owner's on vacation with his family, they decide that they're going to take the profits for themselves because the owner is not there. The owner sends a slave down to a servant down to go and collect some money and bring it back to them. And they beat him up and send him on his way. Kept the money. So the father sent another one, sent another servant. They beat him up, sent him on his way. So the father says, surely they won't harm my son. So he sent his son, and they killed him.
Yeah.
So the man returns back to his farm, back to his vineyard. What do you think happens to those people who stole the money and killed his son? They get killed. So, as in that story, the temple of or the blessing that had been bestowed upon you and the grace that had been bestowed upon you to work this land, I now take this land away from you and give it to a custodian who will give fruits worth bearing. So, it's Christ said that, to the Pharisees, he is who he was talking to, that because of what you have done to the prophets. So Christ wasn't and John the Baptizer was not the first prophet that was killed. What happened to Jeremiah?
Right.
Jeremiah was thrown into the cistern because Jeremiah said, listen, you're going against God's wishes. Okay. And in many ways, what we're seeing on the earth today is the kingdom is being taken away from a certain amount of people and being given to those that bear righteous fruit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. The thing is were those servants who were getting beat up when coming to collect for the land. Okay. And the son came and tried to make a deal and died. And those servants were the ones who inherited, the labors of the vineyard. Okay. And that's basically what we're going through. We're going through the abuse of the end of slavery in a way that a lot of people don't understand. So, with you doing the Constitution and stuff, I went through all that stuff back a few years ago. A consistency in refresher courses are important. Everybody should learn it, from front to back. The Bill of Rights, and then, everything that you can locally to score away the government in your area, in your town, in your county. Get involved, speak your voice, speak your piece, or support those who are doing the right thing, and push.
Yep.
It's
I'm seeing the next generation take that over. Because I'm moving. It's like it's all working out as it should. And so it's good because
I see a lot of kids getting patriotic. Are you seeing that too?
a lot of what?
A lot of kids getting kind of patriotic.
Oh yeah. Yes. This whole I don't know what you call it, war on everything. It has seemed to even bringing back children to God. I'm seeing a lot of that.
Yeah, I think a lot of that had to do with the Charlie Kirk situation as well. There was a fire that was lit because of that, and there's still so many questions surrounding that. It's a one distraction after the next, after the next, after the next. But the kids, thankfully, are not lost in distraction. They're focusing on what they'd like to see as their future, and I think that is cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And even I think that relationships can be rebuilt. I know the Bible says that everyone will go against each other. Children against parents, parents against children. And so I saw that. I kept saying, that will never happen with my family. We're too tight. But with everything that happened the past year, I saw that happen. It was like I had kids not speaking to me. I had, and staying in prayer and having conversations with them and listening to what they have to say and coming to an agreement of some sort, it just seems that the relationships are getting better.
Mm-hmm.
There is more talking going on. There's more working through things. And I really believe it's possible. If you can do that with family, you can do it with anyone.
Yeah. Samson's here on the floor. He's running in his sleep. And he's not on the carpet. He's on the linoleum part of the kitchen floor. And so you can hear the paws are going and going and going. And he's funny when he gets going too. He'll start yipping after a little bit. And, yeah, he's funny.
They have some crazy dreams.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah.
I inherited my mother's dog when she passed, and she is such a mess. My mother had her so spoiled, but her emotions, and yes, dogs have emotions.
Oh yeah. And they can read yours, big time. They know. They know.
Yes, I know. I've seen that too. She's very aware when things hit me.
Yeah. It's sometimes when things are really, really weighing down on your shoulders, that head coming over and just plopping down in your lap and my eyeballs looking up at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Cheryl, yeah, it is. It is. Having been in that building for as long as I was, I'm surprised I didn't go insane and just become a dog. It was, but I always have two of them in here at nighttime. So one of them comes up on the beds and they'll swap. One will come down off the bed, right down onto the couch and lay down, and the other one will go up and lay down up on the bed with me. And they do that for about an hour, and then after that, I get ignored for the rest of the night, and they're down here by themselves. So, yeah, but yeah, just the glory of a wet dog jumping in your bed first thing in the morning, coming in through the dog door, soaking wet. And saying, Dad, guess what it's doing outside? Underneath the covers. Yeah.
Glory? No. The smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
That wet smell. Yeah.
They get bathed pretty regularly. I keep it's I keep track of how far the storm is through. And I'll go out there and I'll soap them down when I know that there's like 15, 20 minutes left of rain. I'll soap them down, have my rain gear on, and I'll take them for a walk, and they'll just get totally rinsed off. And then they come over and get underneath the propane heater out there, and they dry off. So we're pretty good about smell out here. We're really good about dog poop. We're really good. They only poop on the fence line. So, yep. I've had people come out here and they're like, wow, I can walk around. I walk in my yard and I step in a pile. I'm like, nope, these guys poop on the fence. And if you ain't down working on the fence, you ain't got to worry about stepping in it. If you ain't a burglar trying to break in, you ain't got to worry about stepping on it. Yep.
That's a good defense.
Yep. It is too, because you think about it, and I got some big dogs. So and big piles of poop. You step into a big pile of poop, you're like looking, wonder what kind of dog this belongs to. And it's like,
yeah.
Yeah, they're good dogs though. They're good dogs. It's amazing this year how great they did on the chicken and garlic for fleas. No fleas whatsoever.
Chicken and garlic.
Yep. Take a nub of garlic off of you know how you buy a bulb.
Yeah.
Take one clove of the garlic, take the peel off of it, smash it down, chop it up real fine, and put it, put it into the chicken breast, and roll it up and give it to them raw and let them digest it. And the thing is I've had old vets, guys who were vets before flea and tick collars and stuff like that came out, that tell me that is absolutely the best for the dog. And then, but you type it into Google, and Google will say that's going to be harmful to the dog. No, it's because they want you spending money on the products. No different, no different than the cannabis, which is a naturally growing plant. Turmeric is another naturally growing plant. Turmeric does so much. Dandelion. You think about all these different things, and it's like because everything is corporate driven, and it takes us right back to Watt Life's comment is that we wouldn't have half the problems if we didn't have these big corporations in charge of everything.
True.
Chicken's not harmful for dogs. Chicken bones are harmful for dogs.
Well, I had some chickens here, and 2 dogs got loose in the neighborhood and took 2 of my hens. And then another one, I guess, flew into the dog yard to get away from the other 2 dogs where my 2 dogs were. And they're little bitty dogs. I don't have big dogs. And all that we found was feathers. And they didn't get sick or anything, but
yeah. No, turkey's not good for dogs. Pheasant's not good for dogs. The tryptophan in them can be dangerous, but chicken, no. I've been a breeder for almost 20 years. I've been working with German Shepherds my entire life, and even the old vets. It's green beans. Green beans is another good thing that's good for dogs. It cleans out their digestive tract.
Yep. A lot of times I'll make her food, but I use beef because I want to have chickens and I don't want her to, chicken. And she really likes beef too. She prefers it actually over the chicken.
Yeah, the ones that I stay away from are the artificial bacon flavor things, because that's not like real bacon grease that's used to make those products. It's totally 100% bioengineered stuff.
Yep.
So I like making my own dog treats. It's not expensive. You can make a couple hundred dog treats for about $15. So, yeah, ingredients wise, you just got to make them yourself. But about $15 worth of ingredients, you can stuff that dogs like.
So, I hadn't thought about making treats for her, but I make her food. One of my friends, she would do that. She'd make up a week's worth of food, have it in containers in the refrigerator, and I was like, that's a really good idea. Because it is cheaper. It's probably about the cost same if you get a cheap dog food, but I know it's better getting.
There was a thing called a living dog food. I think it was called, or something like that, and it was all kinds of things just fresh off the farm kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen a couple of dogs that have been on that that thrived, within a very short period of time, absolutely thrived from it, and have and are still on it today. But I've seen some dogs that got on it and it did not go well with their particular digestive system and stuff. So yeah, Sarah, you gotta be careful with anything that's gourd, because of intestinal problems. But yeah, pumpkin is a flavor that they definitely benefit from some of the proteins of it, as well as the what's the other one?
Sweet potatoes, maybe.
Yams.
Tried it.
Yams. Yeah, it was. I was trying to remember what it was. Is brown sugar stuff. I was trying to think of what the hell my grandmother made with it. Yams. Yeah, they can be beneficial if they're baked, not like boiled, because you want the starch content in them to maintain the integrity and the protein on them. But yeah, there's great vitamins in that can be good. I've seen dogs go after like a turnip as well. But after eating it, they get these like weird look on their faces, like, why did I just eat that? Kind of thing. And they generally don't go back to that again. So
I can understand.
Yeah.
It's a little different. Yeah, we had a dog rescue. She found me, and I don't know how old she was. She had been fixed and was grown when she found me, and I had her for 15 years. She would refuse to eat any kind of dog food that I'd tried, and so she ate what we ate. And 15 years after finding her.
When you think about it, back in the 1800s, they didn't have dog food.
No, we never took her to the vet for anything. She just...
Yeah, whatever was left over after you were done.
And she was happy. Go lucky.
And dogs have been around a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom, she had a unusual diet with my mother. And so it took some, this is the way it is here. I know what you're used to, but when I'm in there cooking, she's right there. Is it for me? Is it for me? No matter what I'm cooking. Yep, scraps.
Oh, what time is it anyways? It's 8 o'clock. I suppose I should get these dogs down for their last run of the night. Then I can throw my PJs on, sit down and watch a couple of episodes of The House of David, season 2. Have you watched it?
I have not. How do you watch that?
Very, very good.
Somebody else was telling me about it.
Yeah, very good. More biblically accurate than what we saw with
The Chosen.
The King David with Richard Gere.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you remember that one? And then there's been a couple of tales of it. Goliath was 100% believable. You know, in this, it was like it was like saying to myself, Jesus, this is what the giants were like back then. You know, beings that were made for war, that were created for war. Yeah, it's yeah.
And how are you watching it?
Prime.
Mhm.
Season 1 is on regular Amazon Prime. So if you have an Amazon Prime account, you have a Amazon Prime Video account as well. So you just go to Prime Video and you can watch it there. There's other sites that have it and stuff too. I just don't really say those on the site.
No.
But my favorite is Goojara or Goojara. GOOJARA.TO. GOOJARA.TO. Hit enter. Yeah, hit enter. And then in the search bar there, type in House of David. And it has both seasons in there. And you can watch them. Just make sure you have your pop-up blocker on. And you can watch them there if you don't have a Prime account. I haven't seen any place else that has them.
Excuse me. Yeah. Sounds good. I've been watching when I can.
Yeah, the kid who plays David, and they said that it just so happened that the kid played the harp and that he had been practicing with a sling for years. And they knew that was their David. The sling got him hired. But they didn't know until he was hired that he also played the harp.
Oh wow.
Or the lyre back then. It would be I believe it's spelled LIER, something like that. Yeah, very, very interesting. Very interesting.
Cool. Thank you.
No, I have not seen the last Cheech and Chong movie.
I haven't either.
They kind of, honestly, to me, even though they're good actors in their own rights and everything, they really created a big freaking fiasco for cannabis and made it really a lot harder to get it legalized with their antics. Great comedians and all, but they did make things tougher. And they didn't really contribute a whole lot of money to helping to get it legalized either.
Yeah. Oh, we're still trying in Texas. Not legalized, decriminalized for sure.
Yeah.
The hemp.
It'd be nice to see you guys get a medical program at least.
I think we have one, unless they took that away, but seems like we got the medical part of it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. They're so strict about it here.
Yeah. All right, young lady. I'm gonna boogie. Thanks for having me up. I just figured I'd come up to your company for a few minutes, but yeah, it's I like you reading that. It's it is a topic of discussion that's going on right now, in regards to those boats and this, the war on drug terror is basically what it is, terror through drugs. But we're like seeing it from every which way direction and everything. And, just keep watching everything. Don't let one thing distract you so much that you lose focus on the one thing that's more important than anything else, of keeping your focus on.
Absolutely.
And that's your Heavenly Father.
Yep.
All right. Love you, young lady. Be good. Have a
Love
great
you.
night. Good night, everybody.
You take care. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Where's my panel? Chuck, are you still here? I haven't talked to you in quite a while. I don't know if he's getting any snow. He's absolutely discernment, Jerry. That's where, yeah, I think that word was made for these times. Well, is anybody going to come up on panel? Hit the link one more time and see. If not, just open a backstage, and I don't know what else to do. I read from the book with some scriptures. Hey, Andy, good to see you. And did the lawfulness. I really appreciate the conversations that happen here. It is great to hear all views. Thank you, Eddie. I was going to go to the live nativity this evening and film it. And then I was like, well, I already have this worked out. So I'll go next weekend and try to film that for y'all. It's pretty good. And then the 19th is another event that I want to go to and film for y'all. Oh, Annalisa, that would be awesome. It's no pressure back there, I promise you. Everyone, we just talk and have fun. Have major discussions back there. What does that mean? What? I don't know what those signals are. Those emojis. Good night, Annie. All right, y'all. I guess I'll go ahead and end it. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all your comments. I saw a lot of different ones. I'll go back through and read them better. I like to see what y'all have to say. You're going to bed, Vicky. I don't blame you. I'm probably going to eat. These hours have been crazy. Well, hello. Are you still celebrating your win?
Yeah, I ran out of fireworks. I thought I had more. I should have got more. Figured 100 of them would have been enough, but it wasn't nowhere near enough.
Uh-oh. Hey, Black Watch.
Hey, Bonnie, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Fighting my windows.
Thanks.
So far I'm winning. So far I'm winning. I found a way to delay restarts, which
Thank goodness, Pat. I hope everything's okay.
should have made sense in the first place. You know what I mean? Sometimes you miss things. But anywho,
Yep. Oh,
is that Watt, the one I was playing around? Did he speak up?
yeah. Annalisa, we're not backstage yet. Did you want to wait until then? Or
Well,
okay.
you're shutting down?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. And
Okay, well, I guess I was playing around for a while.
I have people piling in for backstage.
Well, I'm out of here. I was just coming on here because I thought you were live and I was going to say the thing, but I'll wait till next time to talk about it.
What did you want to say, Watt?
Nah, it's okay. I'll wait till next time. I always like to keep them in suspense.
Okay, y'all. Remember that Watt has some major breaking news or story to tell. All right. I'm going to close it up.
Oh, wait, there was one thing. What's
What?
that coming down the track? It's the mean machine in red and black. Ain't nothing finer in the land than a high obnoxious Georgia fan. Go Dogs. And that's the
And
bottom
you heard
line of what Life said so.
I bet you know, back in the day with the Toronto Maple Leafs, Ken Shack used to be the winger left side, and they say, "Clear the track, here comes Shack."
God bless y'all. Have a good night.
Not everybody.
And
Yeah, I say the same thing, Black Watch.
yeah, same thing.